Welcome to the instructional video for this 2017 Eldis Encore 285. So based on the Peugeot cab, we're going to have a walk around the outside first, then we're going to come on inside. So just here we have the fridge vents. You can get covers for them as well if you want them. Behind that we have the mains plug-in point for your electric, so that's just located there. Underneath we have the blue lever which will empty the fresh water, and next to it we have the grey lever which will empty the wastewater. So really simple, both together, nice and neat, and just will empty out there. Above it is where you fill up the fresh water. Just here, just use a hose pipe and that will fill that up. We have the Alder heating vent, so careful when this is on, it does get warm coming out of that area, but there's nothing to remove on that. And then we have the regulator just mounted and the preparation for 2 bottles, generally 6 kilograms. We have the vents at the bottom, so just make sure that they're free of any obstructions to let the gas disappear out of the side. To the rear of the vehicle we've got the toilet cassette. This is the Thetford one, so you're lifting up the handle and pulling it out, taking off the grey cap and then pressing the button to extract anything that you've put into that toilet area. Above that we've got a 2 bike rack. This is the Fiamma Pro C, so pretty straightforward again on how to use and operate this. There's one key that locks all the external areas, and then you have a key for the engine and the cab side. We've got a twin camera at the top. Onto the driver's side we've got the Fiamma awning, so this will send a separate video of how to use this. Underneath in the locker area we've got your battery which is fitted there, the monitor for the new solar panel that we've added for this customer, and then there is also the awning handle. So you've got access from outside and also you can see there from inside, which I'll show you when we move on inside. It's also fitted with a aerial, and we have also fitted to the outside a mains plug-in point and a barbecue point. It's a diesel powered vehicle and you'll find that just behind the passenger door. Open the passenger door and you'll find the bonnet release catch. It's like it is on most Peugeots and the other options for the Fiat vehicles. We've got underneath here your battery compartment, so that's where the engine battery is located, underneath the carpet there, and we have got a glove box in the side and in the middle, and another area which is cooled with the aircon just on there. The camera is mounted to the monitor and I'll show you when we come inside. The door retainer is just behind and it just presses in. To release it, just press them down and that will open it up, and you need quite a firm, just press in and you'll see it sits in there. The door itself, we've got a bin, we've got a blind, and we too have a fly screen which is the full length just there. So that's the outside. Let's move on inside. Inside wise from the cab we've got the steering wheel controls on the Peugeot, the 6-speed gearbox on the manual version and the AC. We've got the speed limiter and cruise control just on the left lower stalk, indicators and lights on the top stalk, and to the right we've got the wipers, and then on the end of it you'll see there's a little trip counter. We've got the electric window switches and mirror switches that can just be found there as well. And like I mentioned, the camera monitor will show on there when the vehicle is started up. We've got the opening roof light, so it's a winding roof light. Just be careful you don't travel with this open. And again on here we've got a blind and a fly screen that's fitted onto there. So around the vehicle we've got several different areas of storage, so little pockets at the front, and they're the same on either side. And then around the vehicle we've got quite a lot of storage. Now these use a paw fitting, so you'll see this little fitting here pushes in, and when you push it in you'll see that the handle moves. So when you open it, all you're doing is you're pulling down and opening it up. You'll hear the click and it clicks in, and that's the same on all the overhead lockers on both sides of the vehicles. In this one is where you'll find the TV aerial. We fitted the solar panel regulator as well and mounted the TV for the customer just next to the door. We do advise that you remove the TV when travelling, and it's just a quick release off there. Again, you've got closing up there and closing up there. The little white box is the mounting for the awning, which is standard on this particular vehicle. Same on this side, just closing them up. Plenty of storage throughout, and we've even got little handy storage areas either side. Now the beds themselves will just lift up and stay up, yeah, on both sides. This one giving you access to the underneath, or you can gain access through the little hatch at the front side of it. On this side, you've got the consumer unit, which has got all the fuses in at the bottom, all nice and neatly labelled, and you've got the main RCD breaker box with your test point here. You hooked up to mains and you press it like we are now, it should pop down just like that. If it doesn't, you've no power getting to the vehicle. When it trips, just reset it by lifting it back up. Very similar to what we have in the house electrics at the moment. There's also another access hatch here, which is a drawer for storage underneath the beds. So really good on that side of it. You've more storage on the passenger driver's side than the passengers, and we've also got nicely neat down there an extra socket. You've got the Alder heating boiler, which is just located here, and what you'll also see is the little drain valve. So to fill up the boiler, once you put your hot water, your cold water into the system, you'll need to flick this little lever down, and it doesn't matter if it goes that way or facing the wall, and that will allow the boiler to fill up with fresh water to allow you then to select that option for heating the hot water through your Alder boiler, and that's what's located just underneath there. Your pump's also located into here, so just be careful storing things in here, not to damage any of the equipment. We've got then fly screens and blinds on all of the windows, and they all work the same way. Same on the roof, we've got a fly screen and blind just on that. Now this back one is what we call a hecker. So press the button in, pull it down, and that lifts it up. Lock it back in place, just make sure that that pops back out of it. The middle one and the bathroom one is a little bit different. So what you're doing on this is you're pulling the handle down and then lifting it up. Yeah. And then pulling it back down and sliding it back. And again, we've got a fly screen and we've got a blind on there. So that one is a little bit different from the middle one, and it's the same as the one that's fitted in the bathroom area. The bathroom, you've got your flush button and your indicator to tell you that you're full. The side of it, we've also got another drawer storage area, which is just there, and then the toilet itself has the little blade valve at the front here. So slide it towards the passenger side and it will open the blade valve, slide it back and it will close. It must be closed for you to be able to pull out the toilet cassette. We've got little push buttons for your storage, so make sure that they're pushed in when you're travelling, just like so. And these ones, just like the other handles, just pull to open. And in here we have your reservoir for the Alder heating system. We've also got the cushions that come for the lounge area and the makeup cushions to make up that front bed, which I'll show you later in the video. Behind the door we've got your towel holder and we've got a dressing gown hook and your light switch, which once I turn the lights on I'll come back to show you there. And then we've got your shower, so you push the shower door in the middle and that opens, and then you've got your mixer tap there. So again, when you're pulling your water through your boiler, it's clearly indicated on them sort of hot and cold. Make sure you turn it to your hot to pull it through your boiler first of all, so turn it to the driver's side, lift it up, turn the pump on, and that will pull it through first of all. When you're draining it, just lift up the handles, run the pump until it stops flowing, and that will drain the water out of the system. So, into the middle area, you've got microwave. Only will work off mains. You see the little dish just in there. We've got another little storage area that lifts up, and you also find that the plug for the microwave is located just up there. This one is the push one as well. So you'll see just pushing the buttons in, you've got storage just there as well. We have a couple of plug sockets and switches just located there. Your main kitchen sink, again, we've clearly marked on hot and cold mixer taps just here on the actual taps themselves. The cooking facilities on the Encore is gas and electric. So 1, 2, 3 gas and 1 electric. Very clearly marked on the actual unit itself. We have an igniter and a light. So that tells you just there where the igniter is and where the light is, and then you've got the 1, 2, 3 options for the rings, and we've got a separate grill and oven unit on this particular one. The maintenance side is a kitchen roll holder, if you're wondering what that is. So that's there. And then underneath, we've got several push buttons working down that will then open up and give you storage into the kitchen area. So just remember, before you're setting off, just press them in place and they're nice and secure for your onward journey. Yeah. So we have got the main controls, and they can be found to, if you're inside looking out, to the left hand side of the door. So the main thing you need to do first of all is you'll need to turn your master button on. So it does clearly tell you when you are doing it, master on, master off. And if anything is low, like we've got a low freshwater level sensor because we've emptied the freshwater, then just press enter and it will just acknowledge that you've done it. You will also see that there is an indicator to say that we are plugged into mains as well on there to tell you. What you want to do then is you want to turn the lights on. So once you turn the lights on, it will put back on the lights in the vehicle. You have several buttons at the side here, which will turn off the several sort of ambient lighting areas. You have a couple more light switches in the kitchen area. You've got individual little switches on these sort of pointed down, drop down switches just there, and the same in the cab area, which just turn on and off whenever you want to do it individually, or to turn all the lights off, you just switch it on that main control panel. You've then also got a pump button, so when you push that on, it will clearly tell you that the pump comes on. So you're going to follow the instructions that it's telling you. So once you've filled up your fresh water, you want to put your pump on, pull your cold water through your boiler, and then that will allow you then to go through and then go to the heating options. To get into the other menu options, you'll use the arrow buttons, so it'll tell you your waste level, your water level, your user settings, so you can go into settings, your battery selections, your vehicle leisure battery voltage, and again, if you want to go into any, then you can press into it and it can set different options. If you're not sure though, don't read your manual clearly first, and then that will give you the option. If you want to change the time, you press and hold the enter button and then change it just as so. Every time you turn it off though, you will have to reset that option, and that will display the time for you. So pretty straightforward, pretty easy to navigate. Everything I'm telling you is in the handbook as well, or we're only a phone call away. Heating option, so this works on the Alder heating option. So we want to turn it on, and this will work off gas and electric. Yeah. So first of all, we want to then select the option that we want. So let's start from the beginning. You'll generally see it all coming up blue. The temperature, we can set the temperature by just touching the button to whatever the desired temperature we want it to be in the vehicle. Yeah. So at the moment, we probably want it very low. And again, if you don't want the heating on, then you can turn it down to its lowest setting, and then it'll only kick in once the vehicle drops down to that setting. So at 5 degrees, it's not going to kick in at the moment with us experiencing these nice weathers. But if you wanted it to say be at 16 degrees, then you'd just change it by pressing the button up, and that will change it up half a degree at a time. The second option down is your water temperature. So once you've got your heating running, you've got water in the system, it will generally work anyway and start heating it up once you select your source. But if you want to give it a sort of quicken boost, then you'll press it once, and then you'll press it again to give it a larger boost. So that is for your hot water. Most people will run it on the middle position, but if you have a shower and you're needing to regenerate the hot water quicker, just put it onto that second option, so the full bar option, and that will generate the heating, the hot water to heat up quicker. So you got recapping, heating, hot water, and again, if you don't want it on, then just turn it off. Yeah, so heating, hot water. We've then got the option of electric. So we've got 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatt, and 3 kilowatts as an option. I'm just going to quickly put it back because we're restricted on site to 2. So you could have it on 2 kilowatt electric, and again, making sure that you asking the question of whether there's a restriction on site. So that's how you would work it on electric, with your heating set at 5 degrees to kick in once it drops below that. And say if we had water in, you'd have it on that setting just like that. If we then want to put the gas on, we can run it simultaneously. So you'll just need to put the gas on the vehicle and then press the gas button, it'll go green. And that would allow you to go gas and electric combined, either on 1, 2 or 3 kilowatt. If you were gas only, then you would just leave it on that flame and that would be your gas only side of it. Pretty straightforward again. You have a menu option, which will then take you back to the screen. And you have a settings option, which you can then go into that and you can do more programming, timing settings, option changes. But fundamentally get that option right first, then you know what you're doing. And it'll be easier then to go into the options for the more advanced versions. To turn it off, just press the button. So I think you'll agree, quite simple, quite easy. This is the single bed model as well. I didn't mention that one I was going through before. And you have the door that locks through. Fridge option, we've got manually selecting domestic fridge. So I'll press and hold the button and the unit will light up. We then either will have 12 volt when the engine's running, gas when you're not hooked up to mains, or electric when we are hooked up to mains. To change the temperature, you'll need to press this button here. So from the hottest to the coldest. And the next button along is your gas. So if you flick it over to gas and you've not got your gas on, it will lock out. So you'll need to press this button to reset the gas side of it. Inside the unit, it clearly lights up nice and bright for you with a freezer compartment at the top and a fridge compartment. And in the months where you're not using the vehicle, then you can set it as a travel position by just pressing in and sliding that catch out and then doing the reverse when you're wanting to then close it fully. When you want to turn the unit off, press and hold it and the lights will go off. The light will go off also inside that unit. So that's that side of it done. We've got the dividers both on here and on that side to screen off the area. And then we've got underneath both of the seats. If I just move these cushions around. So we have the lift up seats. So they will lift completely up, sit on a gas strut on both sides. And they will show you the make-up seats which are fitted as standard on this Encore version. What you'll need to do to release them down, now on either side there is a little button that presses up, yeah, here and on here, and that flaps down that top panel on both sides so that they will sit flush against the side wall. The next step then is to fold the seats out. You'll need to move the handles and I'll show you step by step. So I tend to push this lever down first at the front and put it to that position. From there then, I'll then push down on the rear one to slide it back and then again to straighten the back with that one. Just like that, and then the seat will then sit in place. And you have got your travelling seats then on both sides of the vehicle. One there and one on the opposite side. Now you can remove these by undoing the bolts at the bottom, on the front and the back side, should you want to take them out to give you more storage. But otherwise you've got your travelling seats just like that. Now making up the bed, you can do this in several different ways, but this is the way that I've configured it. I've turned the seats over. You've got the two longer ones, which are the seat and the back for these. The seat and the back for the seat on here, and then the infill cushion that I've removed from the rear storage area. So that's how the bed, and they simply just slide out from the base of the seat that you see normally. And there we are, made back up to the seating area. Not forgetting we've got a little extension piece here that to pull it down you just move the little bracket down and that gives you that extra preparation area should you want it. On leaving the vehicle you just want to turn the master off. That will then turn all the power off to the vehicle. Unplug the vehicle from the mains if you're leaving site and away you go. So that concludes our instructional video. Hope you find it helpful, useful. We'd love to hear your comments. We hope you enjoy your new motorhome. And we look forward to seeing you in the future. Thank you.